Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to WerkPlace Comedy, the podcast where we chat what happens on the daily grind. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Sam Everett Baker, and I'm here with
Michelle. Oh, hi, everybody.
Hello. Honey, what a week.
God, yes. All of the emotions,
Yeah.
several
I
stages of grief.
and they just keep happening at different times.
Listen, so I had therapy Monday,
hmm
and we talked about it. It's like, how you feeling? I'm like, girl, I don't know.
hmm
Your girl is nervous.
hmm
She's like, just take care of yourself the best you can. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm not really checking through Tuesday because I'm like, I don't need the extra added anxiety. We're going to do our best. We're going to go through our day. We're going to periodically little peek, peek, peek and keep it pushing. By the evening, it wasn't looking good.
No.
But I knew from previous experience that it can take a while before we know for sure. So that was my thought.
Took like 2 weeks last time.
They sure the hell did. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to trip. Go to sleep. I was starting like a new routine. Feeling good. You know what I mean? Woke up. Let me go and do all my things, all my little self-care, blah, 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 and on Wednesday morning. And then I looked at my phone.
hmm
And I'm like, this ain't it.
Mm-mm.
Immediately, like I was like, okay, what do I do? I was just like, fuck it. I'm gonna like thug through this day. I'm gonna get all the things done I was supposed to get done. And then Nicole was like, you don't have to keep going if you don't.
Today cannot be that day.
Like it does not have to be that for you. And I was like, I'm gonna take that advice.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take that advice. And I just laid down in my bed, covered in a blanket, snuggled in, turned on the Menendez brothers, and I watched that to calm myself. I watched the Menendez brothers to relax at that point. Like sitting there just like listening to Milli Vanilli while these guys are like blowing their parents' heads off. I'm like, this is nice. This is helping.
Mhm.
This feels a lot
Mhm.
better than my
Mhm.
reality at this point. So it's been very much that. It's been up and down. I'm like, I'm not saying shit anywhere. I don't feel like talking about it. Don't nobody look at me. Don't talk to me. Don't look like. And then like I woke up on Thursday. I'm like, you know what? I feel hopeful.
Mhm.
It's a hey, we got this. We could do this. By Friday, I was like, fuck everybody. So I'm all over the place. I wish a
Mhm.
bitch would. Like I was all over the place. So I'm letting myself have my moments. If I
Yeah.
feel like hopeful, like we it's gonna be all good. We can figure this out. Blah 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 blah. Fantastic. If I feel like the opposite of her, then I'm gonna let myself have that. I'm gonna
Mhm.
finish the Menendez brothers on those moments. I'm gonna watch zombies eat people for a while.
Something lighthearted.
Something just easy,
Mhm.
just relaxing, good for the whole family. I think I watched the Terrifier again. You know what I mean? Like whatever it takes to just relax the mind, spirit, and body. I feel like Eckhart Tolle said something about horror movies.
Mhm.
Don't quote me.
Mhm.
But it's good.
It's good for you.
Supposed to help. It's supposed to help. True crime and horror. That's where I am right now. That's what's getting me through because yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very much that right now.
I hear you. I was awake because of course I work overnight.
Right.
And so around like 2:30 is when like the final day. And like I went into work and of course all the computer, that's just what everyone's watching.
Yeah, for
Everyone's
sure.
look and refreshing. And everyone was like, Sam, it doesn't look good. And I was like, hey. I was
Mm.
like, hey. I was like, hey. I was like, it took 2 weeks last
It
time.
sure the fuck did.
So all I'm gonna say is until
Right.
nothing but positivity will be said around
Uh-huh.
me.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and I mean, and I'm saying this as the most angry person in the world.
For sure. Ready to fight everyone.
I was like, shh.
Shut
And
your
then around
fucking
like
mouth.
2:30 is when like we got the final thing, and I was just like, and then I just was quiet, and I was like, that's just where it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hi, how can I help you? I'm fully not here.
It's gone.
People want to talk about it because like
Hell yeah.
you're also up at that hour.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just remember someone was there, but like from a different country, and they're like, "So you got a new president?" And I just said, "Is there anything else I can help you with?"
Like, sweetie, this is not the moment. Do you feel the energy coming off of me right now? Don't do it. Don't do it right now.
Don't do it. Like,
It's not the moment, baby girl.
because I really want to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we're at.
That is exactly where we are. Anyway,
I did go see Mariah Carey the Christmas show.
how was it?
Tickets were purchased like wait a minute. I loved it.
Yes.
And like I love Mariah Carey. Like obviously she's just like diva queen.
She's that girl.
And one day we're like, I'm with my family. We're at Disneyland because we all go to Disneyland. You know, we like meet there. And one of my like best friends' family at this point came with us because she's like, I want to meet your family. So we're all like hanging out at the hotel room, drinking too much wine. And at some point, someone of us said, I want to go see Mariah Carey Christmas Show.
Mm-hmm.
And me being the resourceful one, I'm like, oh really? We can't.
That's amazing.
We can. She's coming here November 8th. And so we're all going around, we're laughing. And someone bought the I'm not gonna say who, someone, not me, but they just bought the tickets. And so it was at the Hollywood Bowl. I hate the Hollywood Bowl. I hate the Hollywood Bowl.
Why?
I hate getting to the Hollywood Bowl. I hate getting to the Hollywood Bowl. I hate getting to the Hollywood Bowl.
How do you go? I take the
hate-
little shuttle. Do you ever take the little bus?
We also took
situation?
the shuttle, and
Yeah.
like we ended up staying at a hotel in like the West Valley, San Fernando Valley, because we wanted something that side of the 405 close to the 101.
Mm-hmm.
And so we found that my really good friend who was with us at the Disney trip, she lives in like Woodland Hillsy area. So it made sense for us to all just kind of be there. And so we took the shuttle from the Chatsworth station.
Okay, yeah, I've done that before.
Now here's the thing, that shuttle for 4 people, it costs $49 and change.
Wait. I think we're talking about two different things. You took like an actual there's like little buses that they had. And I don't know, maybe they don't do it. I haven't gone in the last like 5 years or so. So they have like actual like buses. It wasn't that?
It was actual buses.
Oh, okay. It was $49 per person?
No, $49 total for 4 people.
I was like, honey, what kind of elite service were you getting?
No, okay. 12 and change.
Okay, got it.
$12 and change per person. It came out to like $49 and change for 4 people.
Got it.
We drove to the Chatsworth Metrolink station, parked our car for free, hopped on their little shuttle. We filled our little coffee cups with wine.
Smart.
And we rode the shuttle to the Hollywood Bowl. The nice thing about that shuttle gets the priority access. You're taking a completely different exit. They are stopping traffic for these shuttles.
Yes,
I was like, this is nice.
Yes.
Now the shuttle takes you up the hill. I remember the first time I took the shuttle, they dropped us off in the middle of Highland, like just in the middle, in that like pit between the cars, and you had to like cross the street. Now they take us up on the hill. So you only have to walk up half of it.
Right.
So for that, I was like, I might do this again.
Yeah, that's a really easy way to do it.
I liked it. Now, the other thing about it, what I hate about the Hollywood Bowl is for the like financially accessible seats, we're talking a bench. Baby, and we're talking your thighs are touching other thighs that are not your thighs.
Completely just mushed up in there. And it's like, so there's no ass room.
Not a drop.
Like no you're air. On the edge.
nothing for any of us.
Looked into someone else.
And those seats are far away.
They very much are.
And the stage is ginorme. As the Nordstrom E-Bar would call it, enorme. The people performing are teensay in comparison to the enorme stage. So I don't like it because then you're the Jumbotron, but where those benches start, the Jumbotrons are far away. You can see them, but it's not comparable.
Yeah, for sure.
So then I had told my group of people when we were buying the tickets, if we go, how do we feel about a box?
Yeah.
There's 4 of us.
You'll fill it right on up.
There's 4 seats in a box.
Yes.
And Michelle, do you know what you get at these boxes?
Honey, I know what you get at the boxes.
table service.
You sure the fuck do.
You just sit there. You can order ahead of time, which I learned is don't order ahead of time.
Why?
It's more expensive.
Oh, is that? You would think it would be the opposite.
It's more the same bottle of wine bought ahead of time, $105 plus change. One bottle.
Girl.
The same bottle of wine we purchased an additional there, $87 and change.
That makes no sense to me.
Some savings.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so my advice is don't, because you can just order there. You have access to the whole menu.
It's pretty sexy.
It was so nice.
Right. I've done it once.
For who did you see?
This was a while back. I don't even remember. It was either Jason Mraz or John Mayer. I don't remember which it was, but yeah. It was cute.
Worth it. Yeah.
It's totally worth it.
Worth it. I was just like, this. Okay, so that shuttle and the table service.
It's not a bad day.
But I always have to go with 4 people because I'm not sharing one of those boxes.
I had to share it, and it was a little weird, but I survived.
Yeah. Next time you're gonna go LMK.
Okay, no, for sure.
We'll share a box. Because I was just like, I don't want to sit with randoms. I would say she probably did like 60% actual singing, 10% like lip syncing, and then 20% was like dancers dancing while she changed dresses. The dancers did quite a bit. And like Mariah, she just kind of like stands there and she just kind of like is singing. She'll just like walk from this end of the stage to that end of the stage.
She's like, I've done it.
And like she is, but like always just so warm. And like she knew all of the dancers' names. She knew all the band's names. She introduced them. She had little banters with everybody. I was just like, I love Mariah Carey. Like I love Mariah Carey. And in the middle of it, she does some of her like just hits, her non-Christmas hits.
Oh, cool.
Every single one a bop, to the point where I was like, I knew she had a lot, but I didn't realize she had a. Yeah. I didn't realize it was every single one.
Right. Didn't realize it was hitting like this.
Just every single one. And I was just like, I stood the whole time. I was like, oh my God. So Mariah, thank you.
How did her voice sound? Because I've heard more recent iterations of songs and stuff that she's done, and I'm like, honey, are you okay? How did she sound?
Hard for me to distinguish what was live versus what was.
Oh, yeah, that's tea.
I think it's good though, because I could tell after watching, because I was closer than I usually am, but I wasn't like right. I could sweat.
Yeah.
Though I could see very well. Since I've seen the TikToks, there are some that I can tell that she's singing. And then there are some that I can't super tell that she's singing.
Yeah.
And they sound the same.
Well, that's good.
That in the sense that she's able to maintain that. And we were all saying, we were like, we got to get her while she's still doing the thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I loved it. Would go again. Would only recommend people go, especially the Christmas show. It was just like, I needed it. And like, of course, there were moments where I was like crying, like the stages of like grief, like hit, and I was like, oh my God. And then, but then you have like, then she sings some other song, and you're just like, all I do want for Christmas is you, like, So, yeah.
I actually saw her do her. So when I was still like working and stuff, this was a while back though. I got like a booking for something. I didn't really know what it was. They didn't tell us.
Of course.
So we get there and it was at the Roosevelt. So you go to the Roosevelt and it's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. They're like, wear green, gold, or red. That's all we knew. And so we all go to the Roosevelt. We're like waiting in this little area. Didn't know what the fuck was going on. They're like, it's Mariah Carey. And she's doing like this. It was like a Christmas special that she did. So we got to watch her live and get paid to do it. And then like Lacey Chabert was there. It was like a whole situation. Babyface was there. It was like this small, it was like a little space in the Roosevelt. So it was very small. And then she just did the thing. And I was like, God damn. They play it every year. So, and when it comes on, I'll show you. And then you can see me. Like my face is cracking because I'm smiling so goddamn hard because I'm like,
I feel like I've seen this special.
Yeah.
I didn't know to look for you in it.
I'm there, girl.
I'm gonna look for you in it.
I am there and like living
nice.
My best life. I didn't realize she had like a good side and a bad side, and she's very fucking for real about her good side and her bad side. Do not play with it. She was like, nope, cut. Do not. Because there was a guy going around taking still photographs as they were filming. So if he would get on the wrong side,
She would be like, no, we're not doing that.
over there, sir.
Yeah.
She was not
Yeah.
playing.
She is just like technically like she's a diva.
She is.
Everyone says she's the nicest person, and I believe that
Right.
she is.
I
And
believe both. I believe that if you take her there, or if she needs to go there, she can go there.
Yeah.
I do think she's a nice lady, though. I
That's
think that she's wild and she's been through a lot of shit, and she does not have time for yours. But I think,
and she's got the talent, she's got all the things, she's done.
She has the cachet, the talent, the money. Like, she does not need you to approve of her, and she will let you know that.
Yeah, period. And I like a dame like that. And yeah, it was great. If she's taking this Christmas thing on the road, there's not a ton of stops, but if she's coming to your area, especially right now, it was just it was a balm.
Let's get into these Reddit stories.
The stories, honey. We're going down the Reddit hole today.
Down the hole.
These are all from Reddit, and we're gonna start with a story that's called "That Liberating Feeling." When you finally stand the fuck up to that one coworker who thinks just because she's busy with work, she can raise her voice at anybody who makes mistakes. Spoiler, she does them too. And of course, I had a mental breakdown while doing so because one, I'm sensitive as hell, and two, as hail, and two, I was so fucking tired of the situation and everyone knowing about her behavior, but not doing shit about it. I'm so glad I had the courage to email our new CEO, who, by the way, specifically told us we could go to him if we had problems directly about it. I did the universe a favor.
I love that, going all the way to the top, honey. Ring that bell.
Beep, bop, boop.
Let them know. I'm not
Beep,
having
bop, boop.
it. Let me tell you, like, I love that. Some people think that's snitching. I don't give a fuck. I feel like if I need to get my grievances heard, I'm not going to play with you guys. I'm not going to go back and forth. Now, listen, there is a way, but I believe in going above and beyond. I've always been that way. Like, if I had trouble at school sometimes with certain kids, I got teased a lot. Baby, I will call your mother. Because guess what? I sure the fuck did. Because my older brother, we would know the same kids because he would know the older sibling and I would know the younger one. Baby, I know your number. Don't play with me. I will get you in trouble. I don't believe in this. Like, I will jump right over 3 people's heads if that's what I need to do to get resolution.
Honey, above and beyond in all capacities.
I am a snitch. Know that, live with that. Don't try me. You will get it.
Don't at me.
Don't do it.
You will be.
Your mama's gonna know now. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the snitch you need to be in the world.
Be the snitch. Honey, go above and beyond.
Above and say. Okay, so let's go to story 2. I work in an open floor plan office. One of the managers sits directly behind me, about 5 feet away. It's a busy office, so I've learned to tune out most of the noise and focus on what I'm working on. But today, I was getting back from break and getting situated in my desk. This manager was doing a video interview, and I heard him say, "We're changing the hours our employees work. Right now, they work from 9 to 5, but we're changing it to 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. I had not heard anything before about my schedule being changed. Later that day, I told my manager that I unintentionally overheard him say this and asked when that will be going into effect. I feel bad for eavesdropping, but I also feel like this is something that directly affects me and that I unintentionally overheard it. Am I wrong for speaking up?" So this is a little bit more information on that. I'm at a new job. I've only been there a couple of weeks, so I didn't know if the schedule change was somewhat common knowledge among my coworkers. Also, he isn't my direct manager. I heard this comment, then asked my direct manager about the schedule change. It's fine. Honey, you heard something disturbing. You know what I mean? You just got there. You don't know how this works. Did y'all already know? Was this already out there? You heard something. You saw something. You said something. I see nothing wrong here.
No, same.
You didn't put in an email blast. You know what I mean?
You didn't CC every manager and be like, bah, 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 bah.
What the fuck?
Like, do your job.
Why am I always having to do your job, Charles?
Like, I don't
It
even
always
know
comes to
you.
this, Charles.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
I think that's fine. Here's the thing. I would go to like a coworker, and then I would let what that coworker says take me to another coworker, and then
Mhm.
we would survey probably about 6 different coworkers,
Do you know anything about this?
and then I would take my deduction, and then also what I would probably do is put that. I would honestly just be like, I didn't hear anything to the coworkers, but like I wouldn't want that to happen. Would you want that to happen?
Does that sound like something you're into?
To then take a survey to kind of be like, what's the temperature of the room? And then once I had that information,
Oh my God, just so many steps.
then I would probably go to my manager and be like, and bear in mind, all of this would take place in 30 minutes. Like it's,
Oh my gosh.
I'm quick, Michelle. And
I
then I would go to my manager and be like, oh my God, hey, I heard like, I like literally don't listen to you ever. But then I heard something about like schedule, and I have kids, right? And I have to get the kids to the places, and so I'm just very, you know, I was just
Mhm.
wondering, did you have any updates to that thing? And then if it was like, no, that's a whole different department, then I'd be like, cute, chic, vegan leather. But if he was like, yes, that's probably going to be you, we're exploring it, I'd be like, oh my God, I was just, Sharon and I were talking the other day about how carpool is ridiculous right now, blah, 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 blah. And go
Mhm.
through and just to get them to put it in his head, hey, you
Nope.
actually probably going to need to survey these people a lot more and do a lot
Mhm.
more of your research. And that's how I would, and then this way.
Mhm. Mhm. I like
So
that. It's
that's,
sneaky, but I'm here for it.
I can't believe that I just gave my secrets away on the show,
Listen,
but
it,
that's how I function.
it's a move. It's a move for sure. I'm not
So you
mad
got to
at
be like, because you can't go and be like, no, this is bad. Because if you do that, the second you do that, A, you become a problem colleague. And then B, do they like you? I feel like oftentimes people do shit to spite people.
it. Right.
So like my angle has to be in your best interests.
Right.
You should actually look at this a little bit with more detail.
My angle is always like, so when I interviewed, I said that my hours would be X, Y to the Z.
Yeah,
So we're still understanding that, right?
we
Okay,
get
cool.
it.
Like that's me, because it's like, baby, I was hired under these circumstances. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Don't play with me.
Yeah.
You remember 3 months ago when you hired me? This is what we said. Are we still good on that? I've done that before, and they'll
Hmm.
be like, oh yes. Oh, and because the person that she overheard wasn't her direct manager.
Got
So
it.
it's like, then you
Got it.
automatically have the direct manager in your pocket, because it's like, oh no, I'll advocate for you. I got your back. And I'm like, thank you. I knew I felt that. You know what
I
I'm
knew
saying?
I
That
had to, yeah.
then you just
I
skip
knew I
off
had to go
and then just let them fight it out behind closed doors, because you ain't got the time.
because it's officially none of your business.
It's literally not me that they
Mm-mm.
have to deal with on this. That's between you guys. You guys
Mhm.
figure out how to accommodate me, and then just let me know what I need to do.
I'm gonna be back at 9 tomorrow.
That's what we talked about. That's
I'm
what
l-
I signed on for.
I'm leaving at 5 today.
I'll be at 9. You do what you need to do. Maybe you get another part-time. Maybe it's not on me.
That's not my
I
job.
don't handle the budget.
It's not my
Okay.
job.
It's not what I do here. So
It's not my job.
you go off and do you.
It's not my job. You do your job.
Charles, once again, CC all.
Do your job. Let's see. We have. Should I confront my coworker? Maybe.
Question mark.
I'm currently having a weird situation with my coworker. We
Mhm.
work at a physical therapy clinic as assistants. 2 weeks ago, I was going through a very hard time. I was dealing with something personal, health related, unrelated to work. I alerted my coworker one morning that I was having a particularly bad day, and I needed him to cover my shift so the next day I could deal with my health problem. He said he was able to. That whole day, he proceeded to be extra critical of my work.
Mm-mm.
I was pretending like it didn't affect me, but I wanted to cry. He was being meaner than
Mhm.
usual. Meaner than usual.
Right.
After lunch, he yelled at me in front of a patient and then said he couldn't cover my shift because something came up. I walked away from him calmly, then left to the office to cry for 5 minutes. I came back visibly upset, and I didn't come to work the next day. I told my boss. A separate coworker asked me why I was crying, and I told her why. Ever since then, the mean coworker has been being horrible to me at work, ignoring me, making me feel like shit. I'm 22 and he is 30.
Mm-mm.
We have the same job, but he acts like my boss and he acts like he has power over me. Do I confront him?
I say this, especially because she's so young.
Hmm.
Baby girl, listen to me. Like, okay, I don't know how to say this without it sounding crazy, but it is what it is.
Hmm.
Sometimes you have to use whatever you can to keep yourself safe. I I clock people quickly. You know what I mean? You can kind of feel who's who. Talk to your manager, honey.
Hmm.
Appeal to their sense of like propriety. Like, honey, play it up. You're Bambi at this point. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I just out of school. And I just want to have a good, this is my first real work experience, and it's starting really hot. Like, honey, use words, buzzwords for HR,
Hmm.
hostile. I don't feel safe. He came for me in front of the the patients. Pepper that in.
Hmm.
That's very that'll spice it up. Let them know that you're cruising for a lawsuit.
Hmm.
Like, I wish you would scream at me in front of a patient. I would like that. I
You
would
gonna
like
do it
that
again?
a lot.
You gonna do it again?
Let's go ahead because we got cameras in here too. Like, honey, listen, somebody's gonna have to pay for this. And if y'all don't want it to be you, you need to get rid of him. And I would really lay that out.
Hmm.
Speak up. You don't have to confront him because he seems fucking nuts.
Hmm.
You don't gotta do that. That seems not safe. You go ahead and mosey on over to HR, let your direct supervisor know this is what it is, and you just let the chips fall where they may. You have a lawsuit though.
Hmm.
That's a hostile work environment.com right there, because that's it's textbook. You don't have to take her shift if you don't want to, but you're not going to be in here yelling at people and belittling people. And she's crying on her lunch break and slipping out to cry in the bathroom and, crying in her cubicle. We're not doing all that.
Hmm.
We didn't come work for this.
Now I'm wondering how much documentation, because I had an incident one time
Mm-hmm.
with a manager who was kind of doing a similar I didn't have to do with like a call out or anything. It's just like the way that they were managing me at work.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an incident. I thought we put the incident behind us. And then 3 weeks later, I get called into a meeting with this manager and then their boss,
Mm-hmm.
where basically this manager wanted to confront me about the thing
Mm-hmm.
in front of their boss, make me sound like a crazy, mean person, or
Mm-hmm.
like a just an unhinged, rude person
All right.
in front of their boss. Now, in this meeting, you better believe I took my 2 minutes of floor time
Mm-hmm.
and said how it really went down. And at one point, I just remember looking over at my boss's boss and realizing in their face that like I have no chips.
Mm.
I have no ground.
Wow.
Like I was just like, no one is here for me.
Oh, that sucks.
And like, I don't have any documentation, but I know from watching this interaction that if I were to escalate it any farther, I don't have any support.
Mm.
Like, I don't have any support. And like, what do you do in that situation? I guess for this 22-year-old, as a 35-year-old, now granted,
Mm-hmm.
I was not 35 when I went through this. This was a while ago, but I still don't have the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
And I have quite a bit of work experiences. I know you do too. And
Right.
especially in HR, you have a lot of work experience.
Right.
I hope this person has support with their manager. But at that
Absolutely.
point, I realized not only
Yeah.
was my manager the problem, but their manager was
Was
only
that?
going to come for that man, was only going to be there for that manager at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which then I was like, okay, if I go any higher, like I can't go higher than you because
Yeah.
like that's what the temperature is in that office.
Right.
You know? And if I go to
Yeah.
HR, I'm I look like an unstable person in this context,
Mm-hmm.
and they're only going to believe that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's really hard when it's you against like your direct manager. That's tricky.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and
but
like I've had it sometimes where their manager is fully like, let's suss it out, Queens.
mm-hmm.
In this particular instance, I realized I didn't have that support, and I
Yeah,
realized it immediately when I was pulled into that room.
yeah, that's terrible. I'm
Yeah.
sorry that happened.
So sometimes you also just need to pop your 2 weeks in there.
You sure do. That's always an option.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
it.
Weeks in there.
I don't do being berated though.
No.
That's that's not a part of my job description. So
It's not a part of
yeah,
my life experience.
it's not what I wanted as an
It's
adult.
just not.
It's
It's
not
not
what I'm
where we
asking
go.
for. It's not the vibe.
It's not what happens here.
No. Office party drama. All right. So my story is a corporate office situation. I'm a 33-year-old male working downtown in a corporate office, and we have a holiday party coming up. The company spends a lot of money on these. Last year, it was $100,000 in food and drinks and entertainment, and this year they have already spent $50K on catering. Girl, I want to go.
I know.
We have until November 16th to RSVP, but I don't want to be single at this event. There is a woman in my department around my age that has the same problem. Some people have put two and two together and think we should go as a couple. The woman has recently told me that she is single and added me on LinkedIn a few months ago. She's not bad looking, but has gone to HR to complain about other men in the office, not for sexual harassment, but for raising their voice. That would be me, honey. Don't yell at me. don't play, don't play with me. One hand, why not go for it? You only live once. On the other hand, I think it's a quick way to get fired. How would you guys handle this situation? Personally, I don't think it's a quick way to get fired, because if she's saying like these men are just out of fucking pocket, that's fair. I don't think that necessarily makes her like a higher, like somebody's going to make something up. You know what I mean? Like if you're yelling at me and I'm saying he yelled at me, like it's not like risky to like engage or just to say like, hey, I don't want to go alone. Do you want to go just as friends? Like you don't have to like propose to this woman, but just like, hey, I heard you're going, and that maybe you didn't want to go along. I'm going alone. Would you want to go together? It could be really simple. It doesn't have to be like a all or nothing. You're not asking her to marry you or anything like that. It's just like, do you want to go to this party and not be by yourself? Like, it doesn't have to be that deep. I think I'm making a little bit too much with that.
Well, and I'm like, is it only coworkers are allowed to go with coworkers? Because like I remember one time my friend got invited to their workplace holiday party. They didn't have a significant other, and like she had told me that her office made it like you have to take, like you got to take a romancy pants to this thing, and she like didn't have one,
right,
and a romantic partner to take, and then B, she was like, I feel like you would have a good time. I think we would have a good time at this thing together, and I went,
right.
and we had the best time.
That's sweet.
She just didn't cave to the coworkers' peer pressure of being like, you better bring some romantic shit to
Yeah,
this thing, you know?
like, stay out of my life.
Yeah, and like we probably had more fun than all of her coworkers, but
Yeah.
super sidebar. It was, I'll never forget this party. It was literally the night, like December 21st, 2012. Like it was literally that night.
Yeah.
And it was a very big agency. It was at the SLS Hotel, and Jose Andres did all the catering. It was delicious. And I just remember at some point I'm like sitting on some balcony eating prime rib and risotto.
Ooh.
And I like finish my champagne and I like put the glass down and I go to eat again. And my friend, and we're talking, we're laughing, and we both take a bite and we look up, our glasses are full.
Like magic.
I was like, I fucking hope this shit ends tonight.
This is how you go out, baby.
I fucking hope this shit ends tonight. This is it. Anyway, all I have to say. If they're spending this much on this thing. Now, one thing that I have to say to this man, it like makes me this is the shit where I'm just kind of like, okay, A, believe women.
T.
Because so the woman, she has gone to HR not for sexual harassment, but for men who are raising their voice at her.
Yeah.
Why is she automatically the like? Why is she the perpetrator
Yeah.
in this when she's having issues with men at work? Now, I also realized that for like a 33-year-old cis het man at the
Mhm.
workplace, like as a woman, I'm sure you've been there. As a queer person, I've been there many times. Like
Mhm.
I don't know this woman. I don't know. Maybe she could be someone who's out here trying to like make fraudulent charges here. But she also probably isn't, and has probably just
Yeah.
had some shitty ass men be shitty,
Absolutely.
shitty shit who
Right.
just like talk to her in a shitty way because she's not another shitty ass man.
Right.
And
That's
how your
it.
default immediately is like, I'm gonna get fired if I
Like,
go with this shit. Why don't you just be a good man
that's it.
and acknowledge that some men are shitty people?
Yeah.
And she probably has been through some things.
I mean, I mean, look at the last story. That lady was getting yelled at. Like, it happens. You know what I mean? So if she went ahead and told, like, this would be the result, like she's seen as like a troublemaker.
Yeah.
How you gonna do that? Like, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Stop.
Period.
Stop playing. Stop it.
Handling the situation, I would probably see if I could just bring a third party to this party.
I mean, if you feel that way about it, just go off and do that because she probably doesn't need your weird energy anyway.
And I would honestly recommend you look into bringing a third party to this party
Mhm.
because this woman, she doesn't need this
No,
bullshit. She doesn't need you.
no, she's
She
dealt with enough.
don't make her have you.
No, leave her
Just
alone.
you can walk away. Go
Let
be
her
scared
be
over
free.
there. Yeah, go be scared over there.
Yeah.
And bring your third party part to this party.
Mhm.
That's all.
Yep. It sounds like a great party.
Would love to go.
Would love an invite, maybe not with you,
Certainly not with you.
but if anyone else is looking for a plus one,
And like wants to have a good time.
just wants to have a great time, eat all the food, dance to the music, you know where to find
Because
me.
I'm only here for the good time. Good time,
Ugh,
girls.
seriously.
Above and beyond with a good time.
That's it. That's all we want is just to have fun. Girls
Um,
just want to have fun. Okay. Coworker event. For context, I work at my local hospital in guest services. I have this one coworker who pretty much acts like she runs our entire department, but yet she barely does any actual work during the workday. Like we'll be helping all the patients and she'll be chatting with one person. What makes it worse during the workday, she'll complain to my department that we're not working hard enough. Like what? She'll say, I've been running around all day working, yet you were running around doing other non related stuff. You're running around for nothing. You're running around for steps, sis.
mhm.
Also, when someone tries to offer a suggestion to this person, she basically ignores it and goes and does things herself without even consulting us at all. She'll even say, she'll even say, so I decided to do this, this, and this. And like, it's sometimes just so unnecessary. I know I should complain to someone about it, but she has so much pull with our higher ups. I mean, it'll just mean nothing at all. So at this point, I feel like I either need to quit or just keep suffering until she retires, which I doubt she ever will. People like that don't ever retire, honey. Evil
No.
doesn't die easy. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Like she will hang on because this is what she has. This is her world. This is her
Mhm.
everything. This is it for her. Um, I don't know why she's probably has so much pull because she's been there for forever.
Yeah.
She's a dinosaur, and they probably think because she's been there, she knows either that or she's so fucking annoying that they're like, let's let her do it. Let her do it. Let her do it. We don't care.
Or there's something that she does that none of the other people want to do,
Yeah, it's
and she
something.
does that thing. She's consistent there.
She got that down.
So
Like
in order to not lose this, we just don't look at that.
she does that one thing they haven't updated yet to make a computer do, and she's the only one who knows how to do it.
And nobody wants
She
to learn.
and nobody wants because we'd have to like regress in order to learn how to do it. Like we're so beyond that, but she's like this human linchpin. She's like
Mhm.
this bridge between the past and the future that must remain to keep this hospital working. And they're just like, just let her. She wants to act like the queen. Just let her be the queen. We don't care.
Yeah.
Just
Let
get it
her.
done. So, honey, I would quit.
quit.
you know it's like it's not going to get any better because like everyone else thinks she's great and there's no one to talk to, just go, you don't deserve this kind of frustration in your life.
Yeah.
Life is for like enjoying even your work, you know. And I understand like a lot of the time everyone doesn't get the opportunity to live and love exactly what they do, but it should be tolerable. You shouldn't want to punch somebody all day. I mean, it's bare minimum, but you should have that much where you can sit down, do your job without feeling your blood pressure rise.
Yeah.
You know, without wondering, is this the day that I just really let her have it? So don't put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
We don't need you in jail.
Mm-mm.
Put those 2 weeks in. I'm sure whatever skills you have are easily transferable somewhere else. I'm sure you have great experience working in a hospital. That's really good. That atmosphere, the level of professionalism, thinking on your toes, all that kind of stuff, fantastic stuff. All great skill sets. Move on.
I would also recommend looking into the National Labor Relations Board. Thinking about it, because sometimes you don't have a case with your HR. Sometimes maybe getting a new job is not the most feasible, depending on your area. Look into the resources that the National Labor Relations Board might have for you. While we still have access to it, support honey. Even when you think you've hit the ceiling, you can still go above and beyond that.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I've never done that, so I don't have any advice on doing that. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it just to have the experience, so we can
try
talk about
it. Who cares?
Maybe I'll just go. Let me start some shit tonight, and then
be like, Charles is at it again, guys.
Let's just do your job. Do your job, Charles. Let me make sure that I don't have support from my HR department, and then I will be reaching out via email. Fill out that online form.
Have you ever seen that meme of that guy? It's like a black guy. He has glasses on, and he's like on his cell phone.
No?
It's like this meme. It's just standing there. He's like, he has like a polo shirt on and like khakis. He looks like a little nerd. He's just standing on his phone. Like that's what plays in my head when it's like, should I go to HR or should I like just? I'm on it. I'm tattling. I'm telling. I'm spilling the beans. I'm a whistleblower ass bitch.
Yeah.
I do not do this.
Whistleblower ass bitch.
It was me. It was me. I think about that. It was me. I did it because I don't do this.
No, what we're not doing today is this.
No, ma'am.
I feel like that's the advice this week.
I think it is. Dream big. Who else can we tell?
Yeah.
Who else can we report this to?
Who else can we report this
What
to?
else? Let me think. Let me think of all the marginalized groups I belong to. Who am I telling?
Let me notify.
Oh man.
Yeah, that, and honestly, if a coworker is to you, don't. On both sides. If just don't. I was like that man. I'm just like, sir, it's not that serious. Why are you making it this? Why are you making this?
It's not that deep, sir.
This has actually never been a thing.
It never has.
Never been a thing.
Just never had. And I always hate that stuff because it's like just that concept of like, well, she said this one time, so I'm not trying to lose a job or anything, but trying to get a date. It's like, bitch, if you're not bothering her, then she's not going to say you're bothering her. You can ask her. She never, like, it wasn't like she was going in the break room and stealing lunches and then being like, well, somebody's stealing lunches in there. You know what I mean? It's like, and you knew it because you saw it, and this bitch is just a weird liar. Then sure, like leave her alone, all the way alone, because you don't want to do with that.
Because that's someone who's out here. And we're not trying to do. No,
I'm not trying to do that. But if she's like, this man rose his voice, he's screaming at me for nothing. Y'all do something about that. That's totally valid.
Period.
That's it.
And as what the bro code should be is you being like, hey, bro, probably don't raise your voice at women.
Okay.
That's what the bro code should be.
How about that?
Not, oh, she's bad.
She said something.
You don't even have to imagine. That is just what it is. This man did something shitty. This woman went to a place to fix it.
Right. She did the right thing.
Seems like it was fixed. And then all the men are like, she's a bad woman.
Look at her walking around, having her rights maintained. It's like, honey, no.
Our legal rights maintained.
listen to me though. Like it's like you should be afraid if she just like teed off on that guy and just punched him in the face. Then okay, maybe you don't want to maybe you don't want none with her. You know what I mean? Like maybe we don't want to raise our voice. I say this with love and constructive criticism. Like just go ahead and just dip down into that attitude towards her.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Fine. She went and told somebody. She didn't do anything wild because it would have been a different. I'm not going to say it would have been a different situation, but I would have probably yelled back. We would have a moment. Because what you're not going to do to me. Because that's like a sign of like intimidation to me. Like if you're a grown ass man screaming in my face, it's like, why are you doing that? You're trying to intimidate me. You're trying to scare me. So then let me scare you. Real quick.
Let me just show you I'm not the one.
Let me explain something. That I got this job 3 months ago. I had a whole life before that. And baby, the past is checkered. Don't do it.
Honey, she's a coat of many colors.
Let's not do this today.
My incident that I mentioned earlier was because my boss, I essentially let my boss know that I was not the one.
Mm-hmm.
And then my boss pulled me into a meeting to make sure that I knew that I was the one.
Mm-mm. No.
So sometimes you are the one, and then sometimes you are the one. And because I am just not a physically violent person,
right?
I just can't do it.
Right.
I also have no desire. I mean, sometimes I want to hit.
Yeah, for sure.
But like not a person in the face.
Yeah. I wish I could say that too. Just a backhand. A clean backhand, Sam, will clear the cash on a bitch. You know what I mean? Your cookies are cleared.
A clean backhand will clear the cash on a bitch. Yes, it will. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, sometimes you just need to look for another job.
No, for sure. Because if that's where it's taking you, sweetie, like you don't need to be here fighting.
A clean backhand will clear the cash on it. Oh, that's the best thing I've ever heard.
Oh man.
A clean backhand will clear the cash on a bitch. Because it's visual. It's visual also.
Oh man.
Oh, that's good. Honey. Huh?
Do you remember like Sonic the Hedgehog? Did you ever play like Sega Genesis?
I played it on the Sega Game Gear. I did the Sega Game Gear.
Do you remember when Sonic like hit something like those spikes or something? All of his rings would come out of his body.
Yeah. And like I just picture like a head shaking.
That's what it's like. Just bam, and then all your gold rings shout out to your person.
A clean backhand will clear the cash on a bit. Oh, that's good.
Oh man,
honey,
we did it. We pulled it together.
We did it. A clean backhand will clear the cash on a bitch.
It's very true. It's scientifically proven.
We don't have any links for this episode. All these were found on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Reddit and also go to Reddit because oh my god,
so fun.
The tea on Reddit. WerkPlace Comedy is a podcast is a fictional podcast created for entertainment purposes only. We made it up, except we didn't make this up. This is on Reddit. You can go find it on the internet yourself. My name is Sam Everett Baker. You can find me at Sam Everett Baker on Instagram.
I'm at Michelle O on Instagram, TikTok.
You can find WerkPlace Comedy at WerkPlace Comedy on Instagram, at WerkPlace Comedy Podcast on TikTok. You can email us, workplacecomedy@gmail.com. It's important to note that WERK, anywhere you're looking for us. We're also on YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're premiering our video episodes. So episodes drop Monday mornings. Video episodes drop Monday, currently afternoons or evenings. We haven't really sussed that out yet. But like afternoons or evenings.
You'll find us.
So watch us. Honey, thank you for working.
Thank you for working.
Another day.
And tomorrow will be another.
And always remember, a clean backhand will clear the cash out of it.